Welcome to the all-new Season 4 pitch-off of Greenlight Maine. Over 6 episodes, you'll watch our 13 semifinalists give it all they've got to earn their spot in the Greenlight Grand Finale and compete for the $100,000 cash prize. Now, let's meet our panel of judges. CJ Canay, MBA, President Canay Consulting. Dmitry Markovich, Assistant Professor of Marketing at the Business School of the University of Maine, Orono. Deb Newman, President of the Bangor Regional Chamber of Commerce. Skip Bates, Senior Vice President of Main Street Banking for Bangor Savings Bank. Marge Barker, Chapter Chair of SCORE Bangor. Dr. Brian Walton, CEO of the Acadia Capital Management Opportunity Zone Fund, will be our commentator this morning. And I'm your host, Julene Gervais. So let's get this pitch-off started.
This episode of Greenlight Maine is brought to you by MTI, the Maine Technology Institute, investing in innovation for a prosperous Maine.
The beginning of Mugbuddy cookies actually came from a family tradition of sharing baked goods at the holidays. I had the idea of making miniature 3D gingerbread houses that could sit on the edge of mugs. So I decided to open an Etsy shop and then was approached by a buyer for a national corporate order, and we just took off running.
Hi, Marigan.
Hello.
Okay, these are the cutest things ever.
Thank you.
So we want to hear all about Mugbuddy cookies.
Mugbuddy Cookies, a company I founded in 2015, specializes in handcrafting 3D mug topper cookies. At Mugbuddy Cookies, we have 2 definitions of what a Mugbuddy can be. The first is a cookie that sits on the edge of your mug. It's a buddy for your mug. The second is someone you would share a Mugbuddy with, or a cup of coffee, tea, anything like that. As we like to say, enjoy a Mugbuddy with your Mugbuddy. Today's gift buyers are looking for the whole package, something with a personal touch that has great taste, presentation, and is memorable. Mugbuddies do all 3. They elevate cookies from being just a snack to a whole experience. Mugbuddies tell stories. We have butterflies that land on the edge of your mug, cookie flowers that you can eat petal by petal, a lobster trap with 2 little lobsters on the inside and a shack next door. They're a feast for your eyes as well as your taste buds. The possibilities are endless as to where we can take our cookie lines.
So Marijan identifies an interesting distinction in her cookies. A lot of her competitors make cookies just for the flavor, but she's in the niche area of 3D cookies. So with 3D cookies, it's more about the aesthetic qualities of the cookie. You know, how does the consumer look at the cookie before they even taste it? Is it something that appeals to them, engages them, or touches some type of emotion? That way of engaging with the cookie, not just with flavor, but how it looks, is a great strategy that can get her more customers.
Knowing that they needed to taste as good as they looked, I crafted recipes that would appeal to a wide variety of consumers. We have our crowd-pleasing favorites like dark chocolate cinnamon and sugar and spice, as well as more artisanal gourmet flavors, including coconut lime and ginger peach. With seasonal flavors and designs, Mugbuddies are the gift that you can keep on giving. They're perfect for birthdays, congratulations, thank yous, events, favors, and just because. All of our production takes place in Biddeford, where we provide on-the-job training to individuals from a wide range of backgrounds. Our cookies are made in small batches using the best ingredients sourced locally when possible. They're hand-mixed, cut, decorated by our icing artists, assembled, and packaged, enabling us to ensure quality every step of the way. Our workflow practices give us the flexibility to fill personalized orders as well as scale for large corporate orders. For example, in our first year, we made over 96,000 cookie houses in just 10 weeks. Since that amazing first year, Mugbuddy Cookies has been awarded Rookie Business of the Year, Best New Specialty Food Product at the New England Made Trade Show, gathered corporate clients including Stonewall Kitchens, some of whom have shipped our cookies as far as Australia, and entered 10 new states under our own branding. I'd like to apply the winnings to Greenlight Maine towards building upon these successes and growing Mugbuddy Cookies into the national brand that I know we are primed and poised to be. I'd apply the winning towards areas identified as room for growth, investing in equipment, new market development, and product diversification. Upgrading to commercial kitchen equipment would dramatically reduce early-stage production times, and new packaging equipment would enable us to offer additional lines. Attendance to trade shows in new U.S. regions is key towards new market development. The next best match for us, based on region and size, is the America's Mart Atlanta Gift Show. Lastly, we'd like to introduce gift baskets and offer mugs as an online item for our online direct sales. Thank you.
Marigan, thank you for sharing your Mugbuddy with me. My taste buds are just sort of tantalized over here. They're beautiful, they're cute. I think everybody wants them for Thanksgiving.
Perfect.
They are such pieces of art, really. It's an artisanal approach. You called it a small batch approach. And I think one of the questions that we have is I would like to learn more about the scalability. How, can you really get size in this company, or is this an idea that is half-baked?
It is not half-baked, as a matter of fact. For our holiday production runs, we are doing tens of thousands of cookies. Our training takes at most 2 weeks for people to get up to speed. We've developed design principles that allow us to really quickly capture the essence of something so that we can focus on producing rather than overly being attentive to details in the artistry. We play tricks with the eye using color, using candy enhancements. Our cutters are currently 3D printed, so one thing that we would love to do really is invest in being able to have metal cutters. Those will provide even faster production of the cookie pieces. The packaging equipment, the better packaging equipment we have that's more tooled to our needs, the faster that those things go. But we've really worked to come up with a product line that we can mass produce very quickly. We actually have time limits that all designs must fall within in order to make sure that we can scale to those large numbers.
Wow.
So what's the shelf life?
The shelf life is a minimum of 6 months. That's as far out as we lab tested it. There aren't preservatives in it. It's because there's a dry cookie that it enables us to do that. We have had people hold on to their cookies up to a year and eat them at a year out. They still do enjoy them, but generally speaking, we encourage you to eat them sooner and get what's in season.
Who can keep these around for a year?
Yeah.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
I'm not going to make it to the end of the presentation.
This is killing me right now.
Yeah.
Well, tell me, who are your competitors?
Right now, I would say the closest competitors that we have are other cookie products, perhaps, if people are just thinking of it as far as a snack. However, when it comes to really artisanal, detailed foods, there isn't competition out there. You know, you've got your cupcakes for weddings, but we fill this niche where we're gift, favor, and food.
Yeah.
And nobody really straddles all those areas.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Talking about your customers, what do you think prevents you from getting into mass distribution like Hannaford, Walmart maybe eventually?
And we've been approached by companies like Starbucks, for example. Some of them we do under our own brand. So there's two things. One, we make cookies for far more individuals than you think we would know, but they do it under their separate branding. One thing that I'm looking to do is build just the Mugbuddy brand as well, which allows more artistry. The biggest thing being those trade shows that I mentioned. We want to be in front of customers, because to say it's a three-dimensional cookie that's decorative doesn't have that same translation as actually seeing it in person and really being wowed by the detail and what they see that's involved.
What is your background and how did you come up with this idea?
Oh, he just tried it and liked the flavor. I just saw his face.
That's really good.
I was pursuing musical theater. I was looking for a way to make some extra money on the side, and I decided to put some of the 3D houses online on Etsy, where I was then picked up 3 months later, having forgotten that they were listed on there, by Anthropology. They're the one who had actually ordered the 96,000 cookies. So to give you an idea of how we scaled, for example, our first week, when I was still learning and my staff was still learning our principles, we made 1,000 cookies in a week. 3 weeks in, we were making 1,500 cookies per shift, and we were having 2 shifts per day. So we were capping out at 3,000 cookie houses a day. And that was just based on our small, I think at the time we had maybe 1,000 square feet that we were working within.
And how many employees?
When we have the larger pool, because I have a pool of individuals that I work with, we were working with 40 to 60 people at that time. So now that we've really refined our practices, I have a full staff of about 10 for our holiday runs, but we always have the ability to flex should a company call us and say, hey, can you add on an additional 15,000 cookie houses for us? And we are able to turn around and say, yes, absolutely.
What's your price point on?
A retail price point, a 2-pack for houses is $10, $5.99 for our bags of Buddy Bites, up through $14 for our most detailed option, which is over there. It is our Holly and Poinsettia mug toppers with candy pearls.
And what does that give you for a margin on your product?
For gift shops, our margins are usually around 47%, and it's up from there when we're doing our direct sales. What I had given you was our direct sale price.
Well, thank you so much. And one of the things I love about your story is so many people start, creative people, they put a few things up on Etsy. Hello, look what happened, right?
Yeah.
So thank you. We're going to let you go so we can eat. now.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so I had to get another one of these cookies because it was so good. Honestly, like the flavor just like burst in my mouth. I was surprised because I thought it was going to be dry and tasteless, and it wasn't at all. Like, you would definitely eat this as a snack, and I'm into it for the snack. You know,
That's
was
your
actually
second one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my question. Do people buy it because of the flavor or for decoration purposes, or does it really accomplish both?
I think it would definitely accomplish both.
Would you buy this as only a gift or for special occasions, or do you think that you would buy this just because you like them and you're home alone
I
and
think
want
I
to eat
could
them?
win such home runs if I sort of came to my mom's dinners and showed up, 3 or 4 times a year with a different set for her. She'd be like, oh,
a perfect hostess gift.
It's a perfect
Absolutely.
hostess gift.
Yeah.
Would you eat them though? Would you treat just yourself?
Well, it's a little bit more elaborate than what I would want for just snack purposes, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a piece of art.
Because it is a piece of art and it has that flavor that you just talked about, that really is a win-win for her, because so often you have these great little tchotchke type things, but they don't have any taste or flavor, or they're stale or they're hard.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
she said she's shipping them to Australia, and in a country where you've got a visual aesthetic that goes with the taste aesthetic, like Japan or something. I bet she could market them overseas as well.
Well, and I
Green
was
tea.
thinking, this is very similar to biscotti. She has some other products, like the bites, Buddy Bites, maybe, Buddy Bites, that might also go, not just for the gift market, but actually might become more of something like biscotti does in your house.
Well, and I think when we first saw these, our initial reaction was, are you kidding me? How much time
Yes,
does
I was
each
concerned
cookie
about
make to produce, to manufacture? And so I sort of went into this pitch not seeing how this could really scale.
Me too.
Until she told us.
They probably have a production process, and I think they use stencils
pretty
very
impressive.
extensively.
I was
It
impressed.
was impressive,
very
and their
impressed.
training, what'd she say? It takes 2 weeks or less to train somebody into this?
And then didn't she say they sold 96,000 in 10 weeks?
96K in 10 weeks.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's really thought of everything. She's impressive.
I'm impressed with her. I mean,
am too.
again, there's so many people who will, make something at home, creative, and put it up on a site like Etsy, hoping for a few sales. And she hit it big.
She sure
Hit it
did.
big.
Well,
And she was able to meet the demand. She was able to scale this up to meet the growing demand. So that's impressive.
I think the labor intensiveness of this, if you look at just the intricacies of, I just wonder how the quality can stay. But I think that she really has hit a great product.
Well, if she wins the prize, she'll definitely be earning her just desserts.
Oh, we should
You guys
have done
must stay
that.
awake thinking of those things.
Eat your cookie.
I'm Michael Bork, President and CEO of Memic, where all of us want Maine to be a great place to start and grow a business. Over 25 years, Memic has led a reduction in workplace injuries of 40% in Maine, cutting the cost of workers' comp in half. Workplace safety is our passion because when people are safe, businesses succeed. And when Maine businesses succeed, Maine succeeds.
Memic, proud sponsor of Greenlight Maine, growing Maine one dream at a time.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results. At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
For almost 25 years, Maine Biz has been providing business news, information, and analysis for business owners and C-level executives in Maine. From Fort Kent to Kittery, Maine Biz serves the decision makers of Maine across multiple channels, including its flagship print digital publication, website, events, daily report, real estate insider, and weekly newsletter. Let Maine Biz help your business succeed. Inform, engage, connect.
In 1972, Tom Moser committed his life's work to craft, and 4 decades later employs 70 fine craftsmen and women in our shop in Auburn, Maine. With showrooms and customers from coast to coast and numerous awards and accolades, Tom has firmly established himself as an entrepreneurial tour de force and has proven that a life doing what you love is indeed possible.
This year's winner of Greenlight Maine will win this handmade Thomas Moser beacon box and $100,000. For more information about the presenters and panelists on all the Greenlight Maine shows, visit greenlightmaine.com.
Ben actually moved home after a long career in Washington, D.C. He wanted to create jobs in his hometown. We went down to this mill, and there were some machines that were running over here and a bunch of machines over here that were just silent. He looked at me and he said, "Let's build a factory."
So I am Whitney, this is my husband Ben, and we, along with our 22 employees, are American Roots. American Roots is a 100% American-made, down to every thread apparel company. We focus on business-to-business sales. Our mission, along with providing an American-made product at its highest quality, is more importantly to have a commitment to our community, our workforce, by contributing to our local economy.
Timing is everything. 10 years ago, American Roots may or may not have worked. What we're seeing in this country right now is a massive desire for American-made products. The biggest hurdle is affordability. From day one, we knew we had to make an affordable product. We're proving that it works in our first 3 years, starting with 4 employees in a training program that Whitney and my mother, Dory, started, moving in from 900 square feet to nearly 14,000 square feet, doing $400,000 in sales our first year, $950,000 in sales the second year, and on track to finish at $1.3 million in sales this year. We're proving that there's a desire from the consumers to buy an affordable American-made product, and we guarantee our product for a lifetime.
So when we started this, everyone questioned the viability. Can you succeed when apparel manufacturing was all but dead in the United States? After 3 years, with the core value of profit over greed, we are proving that it can be done. We are seeing that while we continue to grow our client base, 70% are repeat customers. Our workforce continues to grow. As Ben said, we started with 4, we're now at 22. And the demand for American-made products, along with the buy local movement, continues to grow. All of this, combined with our exploration of the emerging innovative technology in this industry, shows us that there are endless possibilities for this business.
Innovation is something that I never really thought about, and I don't think Whitney and I did. But we knew if we were going to make clothes in America, we had to embrace what was happening in the 21st century. There's a reason why this industry died in this country. It wasn't just because of labor costs, it was because of technology and what have you. American Roots is actively engaged on a daily basis in new technology. And what do we mean by that? We're overhauling all of our machines in 2019 to be automated. Currently, they're industrial juking machines. They'll be industrial automated juking machines. That will increase production anywhere from 20 to 25%, depending on the skill level of a stitcher. In addition to that, we brought in 4 engineering students from Tufts University this past summer. They spent the summer with us. They brought us to a place where we were able to look at our production models, change them to be more efficient, allow our workers to have a longer time period in our factory with less strain on their bodies. Our suppliers that we're working with, whether it's in cotton or in fleece, are working with new fabrics that are more technologically advanced for the 21st century. We're embracing technology in our marketing and our sales as well for a new economy. People say, what's the scalability of a clothing company, right? In the first 3 years, Whitney and I, when we started this business, said we're going to focus on business to business. Eventually, we're going to be a household name with direct to consumer. But utilizing nearly 40 years combined in previous politics, business, finance, and hospitality, we're utilizing our Rolodexes to build a B2B brand. From that, we hope to be a household name in a number of years. I think the biggest thing to take away from us is that while we make clothes, we are selling a product because people want to feel good again. They want to feel good about what they buy. They want to feel good about supporting something that's doing something good for a community. The city of Westbrook just had us come to Westbrook to the Dana Wart Mill. They've invested direct into our workforce because they see a viable business growing and moving forward. Thank you.
I just want to stand up and give you a bow for doing this in Maine. 22 employees already, so thank you so much for creating those opportunities for our Maine citizens. Sure. What are your margins, and how are you able to be profitable at those price points?
So we're at about 40% right now. As I had mentioned, profit over greed. So we're not looking to make 500% profit on this. Ben always says we'd love to own a lake house someday. That'd be great. But at the core of this business is making sure that we all, including all of our employees, are having a good life, that we're all able to provide for our families. So yes, so we want to, especially with the business-to-business model, we have to be able to stay in that affordability range because folks are buying anywhere from 100 to 5,000 pieces at a time. We want to be the company that offers the high quality piece, but that anybody can afford.
If you focus on customer service and providing the best quality product and service to the customer, that is going to generate a lot more revenue for your business than trying to go for high profit margins. If it looks like you're trying to overprice your product just to get fewer sales and get the profits from those fewer sales with the big margins, it's going to ruin your business. It's not sustainable. Customer service and quality service are the key to raising revenues.
How will increase in automation impact your employees, your workforce?
The automation, it sounds like it's a robot, but it's not. It's a sewing machine that has the added functions and technology to allow automatic thread cutters, automatic needle drops, automatic foot pedals. We think most stitchers it'll take anywhere from 7 to 10 business working days to feel comfortable with it, and then after that it's a matter of practice and repetition. It increases production by 25%.
So I noticed on your website, which is very well done, thank you. One of the things that it told me is that you're reaching out to the general population through Goodwill and through the Portland regional schools. And are you helping to teach folks this trade that you are creating?
Whitney and my mom, Dory Waxman, developed a training curriculum. From the time we launched the company, within 10 days we were sold out for 6 months. Yeah. In 900 square feet, so we had 4 stitchers, so we added a second shift. We trained another group. After we got through that group, my mom decided to take that training program and make it her own. Whitney and I recruit actively from my mother's training program. Oh, okay. She works actively with the Department of Labor, with Goodwill Industries, with Portland Adult Ed, with Catholic Charities, CEI, SMCC.
Oh, great.
Southern Maine Community College, and her program's actually accredited, I believe. It's going to become.
So between the two of you, between you and your mom, you're creating a real structure for these people to go on, even if they're not working at Westbrook, they're working in other stores. And
one of the beauties of the program that was started to build American Roots is that training program is now feeding other companies.
Excellent.
It's feeding
Great workforce development right there.
That's fabulous.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first company, at least that I'm aware of, was Ben & Jerry's that did this kind of thing. Are you familiar with?
Oh yeah.
So So my question is, did you study Ben & Jerry's and look at how they have done it to see how you could do it? Because good business can be done.
We were looking at our competitors, and we really we don't look at them as competitors. We look at other people in the marketplace. We said, well, why do you have to make that much? Why can't you make this much, grow equity, grow capital, pay your workers? All of our workers have retirement, health care, overtime, paid vacation, unlimited paid sick days. They're happy, they work better, and we make money. Ben & Jerry's, there's a podcast, which I didn't know what a podcast was. She's the technologically advanced one. We listened to How I Built This. Yep. And I remember listening to Ben & Jerry's driving back from New York one night, and I called her, I was like, we got to read about these guys because they got it. And look what Ben & Jerry's has done.
And you said every thread is USA? Does that include like Polar Tech and everything?
All of our raw materials are US sourced. So this zipper comes from California. The size labels in the back come from Lewiston.
Okay.
Nice. The thread, the fabric, yes, Polar Tech is now down in Tennessee. They were in Malden Mills, but they have moved down to Tennessee. Carolina cotton.
Zippers are from California, cotton's from Carolina, pockets are from Missouri.
We're very, very excited to have you on the show.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice story. Wonderful story.
Great story.
Yeah.
I love companies like them and like Ben & Jerry's that I discussed with them briefly, who show that profit can be utilized sustainably, environmentally, socially, in a way that actually brings everybody up rather than using things out. I love what they're doing.
And to build off of that, this company can have a real footprint that will impact Maine economy.
And that's their mission. Their mission is to stay in Maine and stay in the United States and build back the great American manufacturing, which of course has gone offshore.
My biggest concern when they started their pitch was, oh, you know, great, more fleece, right? More Polar Tech, because it's everywhere. So, you know, I was concerned about how can you be competitive in a marketplace that is just
saturated.
I like the combination, the investment in the workforce, right, which is really meaningful. They're creating jobs for people who don't have them today. And at the same time, they're investing in new equipment, right? So he said six new stitching machines this year. So they are really poised and obviously investing back into the business, despite having 25% growth year over year. They're putting that profitability back into the business and positioning themselves for future growth.
They have a clear philosophy, and they understand what went wrong with the previous generations of American businesses, why they did not succeed. So they're trying not to repeat that mistake. They understand that it's not necessarily about the labor cost. It's about the equipment, about the technology that makes things more efficient.
And the quality. The quality. Once we started going offshore,
I think they have an overall great business model.
Yes.
And they're following it. That's what's so good about it.
So.
I think the name says everything. American roots.
Oh,
really sums it up.
I love their confidence. We're establishing at B2B, but then we're going to move out to direct to consumer, and we are going to be a household name. I believe them.
Yeah, it's great.
Reaching new customers online is hard. You've tried Facebook, Google Ads, email. You even built a website 10 years ago. You're way too busy to focus on digital marketing, and you're not getting results.
At Dream Local Digital, that's what we do. We've helped businesses nationwide grow with online marketing. We're the experts. Let us help you.
We're very proud of the product we make and the way that we make it. The most important features of our original dog vest are in its design. Traditional lenders, they steer away from unproven track records. In you come. Hold up. CEI gave us the opportunity to build a track record, show that our future path will be more solid than our past.
After intense deliberation, our judges have tabulated their individual scores, and today's competitors are still in the running to make the final three. This means they may compete for the $100,000 in cash. Join us next week to see more inspiring Maine entrepreneurs.
Greenlight Maine would not be possible without the support of all of our corporate sponsors. Thank you.
Greenlight Maine has been a paid-for presentation by the Portland Media Group.